Lighter news. Well, I wouldn't say lighter news because I'm kind of tight. My team lost today.
Oh,
My team lost today. Tampa Bay
oh.
Buccaneers. Your boy Baker Mayfield.
How do you
Uh,
play? How do you play?
it was a decent game, but it was just
What was the score? Let me see.
it was 31. It was 31-23. I believe that probably was the ending score.
Did
What
you throw
happened
any
was
picks?
he threw a pick initially in the beginning in the first half, but it actually wasn't his fault though. He threw to Mike Evans. Mike Evans literally dropped it, and it went through his hands, and the DB that was behind him was just happened. He just so happened to be
Oh,
there. He caught the ball.
oh.
Yeah, it was one of those pop up things, and he caught it. So Mike Evans should have caught it.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't really Blake's that wasn't really Baker's fault. But the second one, the final drive, it was a minute 59 seconds left on the clock. Final
Uh,
drive, we was down 31-23. Final drive. This is where champions are made of. This is where you have your legendary moments, right? Um,
Not
second
today.
pass in the drive, threw a pick, blew it. He tried to. We had a tight end that was going off that was on the right side, doing a seam route. But it was more of like it was kind of like a drag, but it was like a seam into a drag. And quarterbacks typically when they try to get the ball to like the spot before you
The
actually
spot,
get there,
yeah.
right? But the linebacker read it. The linebacker that was there read it. It looked like they were playing like a cover 3 or something like that. I had to look at it again, but the linebacker was shading that spot. He just read it and caught it and picked it off, and that's it. The
That
Lions just
all
ran.
she
They just
wrote.
ran out the clock, and that's it. That's it. And Baker
Man,
was just like,
I can't even hate on the Lions though, man. That's a long ass time for that franchise.
it's it. I mean, I'll be honest, man. They played well. They played
They
well. I
play
mean,
well.
I will honestly say that I think that the only reason we lost those is because of those 2 turnovers, because of those 2 picks.
But y'all wasn't the best team going into that game.
No, but we were better. But we were good enough to beat them for sure. Because they offensively, they really can't do nothing with us offensively. They really can't. But our receivers would drop. If you watch the game, our
Mm-hmm.
receivers were dropping passes like crazy, dropping passes like crazy. And then Baker had that ridiculous interception at the end of the game. So like we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. And like in the NFL, you can't turn the ball over a lot. Even if it's only 2 turnovers can cost you the game, obviously, because
Yeah,
we
it
lost,
did.
right? So in the NFL, turnovers
That's what
can
happened.
literally cost you the game, and like because it changes the whole trajectory of the game, it gives the other team momentum, all that stuff. So you know how that goes.
Changed
And
the
we're
field
playing
position and all
in
that
field
kind of stuff.
position, and we're playing in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't. So you're trying to.
That bit must have been loud in there too.
Oh, it was super loud. It was super loud. They said it was super loud. They said like when we had the ball, it was super loud. When the Lions had the ball, you could hear a pin drop in there. You know how that
Mm.
home field advantage be. So that kind of put me in a little bit of a bad mood. But I'm happy that even with the tumultuous season that we had, we at least still had some success. Baker Mayfield is going into free agency this coming summer, so he's hoping that he did enough to at least garner like an extension or something like that. I personally, I think he deserves at least 2 more years. I think he's played well enough since he's been here at Tampa to at least
I
get
mean,
a guy at least 2 more years. Get a guy at least 2 more years.
Tampa can't even like really complain about anybody that they got. They like really lucked out that Tom Brady wanted to go over there and then he was supposed to go to the Dolphins, and then like
Yeah,
Dolphins
he thought
can't
about
close no deals because Dolphins are
yeah,
trash.
yeah.
They can't do nothing right. And so he just went to Tampa and he
Mm.
got them a Super Bowl. And like Tampa was not expecting, if you would have asked Tampa 5 years ago, they wasn't expecting no goddamn Super Bowl run
Now I ain't
anytime in the
gonna.
next couple of
I
years.
I will say this though. I think that's kind of capped, and this is why I say that
You so this is
because we've
2023.
always
So I'm
had the
about
pieces.
2018.
Even in 2018, we've always had the pieces offensively to play, and we always had really good studs on defense. We just had terrible quarterbacks. We had really bad quarterbacks, and like a quarterback can make a difference. Like it's not a surprise that the first year that Tom Brady came, the very first year he won a Super Bowl. Like so that means that it was just that piece because that means because obviously football is a team game, and if
Mhm.
just having a better quarterback
But then he
changed the
brought Gronk.
whole, you
He
know what I'm
brought
saying?
Gronk.
He brought Gronk too, but we had tight ends we had stud tight ends too, because Gronk was the only guy. We had what's that? He's at I forgot what team he's at right now. I can't remember the guy's name. It's another tight end that we had that was a stud. That was there too, but he was injured at the time. So he actually from Florida. The tight end was actually from University of Florida.
Okay.
He's a stud guy, but he began injured. That'd be blowing me. But we actually had like some talented tight ends anyways. But we needed a quarterback to get the guys the ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a surprise that TB was able to, you know what I'm saying, was able to like immediately get the result that we wanted. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all teams need is just like that one or two pieces that are pivotal. Um, so anyways, I was kind of upset about that, but it is what it is. I think Baker at least deserves at least another year. Like, get a man of the year, man. He got us to the division round. Get a man of the year. So we'll see how that goes. But in college football news, you guys already know this is today is the 21st national championship game.
It's
A couple
over.
weeks ago. It's over.
Michigan.
Michigan wrecked shop. Washington. I ain't gonna lie. Watching the game, they lost what it was, 34-13. Michigan beat Washington 34-13. I'm not gonna lie. By the time it was the second half, the game was over. Like going into the third quarter, game was over. Like Michigan, like Washington couldn't do nothing with Michigan.
It's the thing too. Like when that joint happened like that, like people be like, "See, they ain't even belong." That's why you be like,
"Yeah."
You're like, "Oh, we should have still let Alabama in. We should have still let Georgia in, even with like 2 losses or 1 loss, because like, even though they have an undefeated season, the caliber of football over there is not. It don't hit like the way it do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the East Coast, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These Big Ten,
Big Ten,
SEC.
SEC. Yeah, football is different in those conferences.
Different on the East, and like over there, it's like okay,
it's different.
Yeah, y'all, y'all nice, but y'all not playing. Y'all not running through the gauntlet of the ACC or the SEC. Like, well, the ACC not so much, but like y'all not running through the gauntlet for the entire year.
Bro, they're not defending the ball. That's the difference. Like the Pac-12 is heavy offense. You know what I'm saying? But Michigan, Big Ten, we're playing D. It's Ohio State, like we playing D. You know what I'm saying? Like SEC, we playing D too. Like so, it's they're not used to that. Washington wasn't used to that. And when they faced that with Michigan, Michigan was like, "Oh, all right, we locking up," and that's what they did. They know what to do with it. They know what to do with it. So that's that. So congrats to Michigan, man. They actually well deserved. Michigan was a legitimate #1 team. That's something I can't even knock. Harbaugh is a great coach. We all know he's a solid coach.
Legit #1 team. I don't know. Nah, do you think if Michigan, they played Georgia,
I think they would have beat Georgia too. Like Michigan was the most complete team in college football this year.
I would like to see that game. That would be kind of
it would have been a more entertaining game. I agree with you. It would have been. But I think Michigan was the most complete. Like they didn't have deficiencies anywhere. Like anywhere. Anywhere. Like it was like anywhere. So and those that watch the game, if you know, you know. So jump to the NFL real quick. We talked about my team. Well, jumping back to the NFL, sorry. We talked about my team. Packers beat the 49ers 21-24.
Did that just happen?
No, that was wild card. No, that was the that was wild card. That was so that was wild card. Divisional went on yesterday and today, right? So the Chiefs is actually playing the Bills right now. That's the last divisional game.
I think I see. I thought I saw a score of something.
So as far as like the wild card round, the Packers beat the 49ers 21-24, 24-21. Texans beat the Ravens 34-10. Lamar.
Hold up, Packers won that game?
No, the 49ers won. That's why I said.
You just said Packers beat the Niners just now.
Well, Packers. Sorry if I misspoke. Packers versus the 49ers. The 49ers won 24-21.
Oh, that's still close. That's still a close ass score.
Oh yeah, no, it was actually a pretty good game though. It was
really
crazy.
Who thought Packers would have?
Yeah, but the Texans got the brakes beat off of them by the Ravens. That what Lamar Jackson did his Dougie. 34-10.
It might be his year, man. He looks unstoppable.
Bro, y'all gotta put some respect on Lamar Jackson for real.
That boy.
They gotta put some respect on his name, bro. Like people weren't trying to sign him because he was asking for that, you know what I'm saying, that 52-55 million a year. Which would be like he was asking for the I need at least 250, 255 for my
and get it all guaranteed, my G. Get it all guaranteed.
But the Ravens extended him and gave him that, a couple years ago, that 260 mil, 5 years, 188 guarantees. So in total guarantees. So that worked out for him. But Lamar is that dude. He cooking. So yeah, that's about it though. That's about it. Oh, actually, one more thing. That Super League.
The NIL talking about?
Yeah.
Is it NIL or is it NCAA doing
so,
this?
No, it's NCAA. So the head of NCAA, the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, he proposed something where he was like, hey, why don't we pay these with the whole NIL being a thing, right? They're like, why don't we just pay these student athletes directly? Let's just pay them directly rather than them getting money from like shady backdoor deals from like boosters and these weird sponsors or whatever. So it's interesting for the NCAA president to pitch that because obviously being the president of NCAA, he's trying to figure out a way to be, he's trying to figure out a way to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, get some control of the whole NIL thing that's going on.
So it says here, Baker's progressive proposal would finally allow colleges to pay student athletes directly rather than through shady back channels and secondhand name, image, likeness deals, NIL deals. It also encouragingly would mandate Title IX cooperation, which schools required to invest $30,000 per year into an enhanced education trust fund for at least half of the institution's eligible student athletes. It's a long overdue change, though it's hard to give the NCAA much credit when their hand has been forced by multiple lawsuits, including a nearly $3 billion hit if they lose in this one case called House versus
House
NCAA.
versus Yep.
I mean,
Have you looked into that case?
No, what's it about?
Yeah, it's essentially it's like 184,000 college athletes.
Oh, okay, it's like a
It's trying to
class
sue.
action type joint.
Yeah, class action. Yep, class action side joint, and yeah, they will if they lose it. That's $3 billion they got to cough up.
I mean, we gotta be honest. College football has been pay for play for a long
absolutely,
time.
absolutely.
You think Alabama just that nice because
right?
Because Nick Saban got a snake tongue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He got
Mm-hmm.
his tongue game is that nice. Nah, son. There's a lot of like backdoor kind of like, yo, here's a new car kind of thing. I ain't giving you no money though, but hey, suddenly your rent gets paid kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that stuff's going on. Also,
Yeah.
what's going on? The Australian Open.
Mm-hmm.
It's recently started. I think they're going to round of 16 now, but Djokovic, he's chasing his 25th Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
And man, this dude just won he won today 6-0, 6-0, 6-3. He almost goose egg a professional. He's looking freaking and it was funny, somebody in the audience yelled out, "Get vaccinated!" He had the whole issue a couple years back where he wasn't able to play in the Australian Open because he wouldn't get vaccinated. They were like, "Nope, you can't come through." Bro, it's a whole goddamn pandemic out here.
Yeah.
And you fucking around trying to get people, risking getting people sick. You saw what happened with Rudy Gobert with the NBA.
That boy was
all over the mic.
He
all over
was
the
wilding,
mic.
bro.
Come on, man. Like you got, but anyways, whatever. So but he's still winning. I haven't been a fan of him for a minute. You know what I mean? That was one of the things that took me off the top. But the dude is nice.
I don't know what this beef you got with Djokovic. I don't.
It's partly this kind of stuff. He's a jerk.
Okay.
He's a jerk. Okay. He's overall a jerk. And this is just one example of it. So he's going to the fourth round. There's this on the women's side, this Czech teenager. Her name is Linda Neskova. She came from a set down to stun the number 1 seed, Swiatek. She lost 3-6, and they won the next one 6-3, 6-4. In the third round of Australia. This is the third round of Australian Open, advancing to the fourth round. That's kind of crazy. She's unranked. And she just beat the top seed.
I keep telling you about these rankings, bro. I always tell you about the rankings.
That joint kind of hit different though when it's a one-on-one sport though. But it's a one-on-one sport, dog. So that's crazy. You may have your moment where you freaking just like you're in the flow, you're in the zone, you're locked in. You know what I mean? Everything is all the ball is bouncing, right everywhere for you, and just happens. But dog, women need to start playing the 5 rounds. This is bullshit. Women, they need to let the women play the 5 rounds. Like they're playing against other women. Like they're playing against even competition.
How many rounds do they currently play?
They play 3. They play 3. Not rounds or sets. They play 3 sets.
Okay.
The men play 5 sets. And the only reason, this is legit. The only reason is because they think women aren't conditioned enough, aren't strong enough.
Bruh.
I'm dead serious.
Nah, bro. That can't be the reason, bro. Nah, bro.
It is. I'm gonna tell you why. It is because that was the antiquated way that tennis got introduced into the States, right? And they never changed the rule. They never changed it. So that was the original reason. And they never changed it. The women have been advocating for it. Not all of them, but women in tennis have been advocating for it for a long time. And still they're playing. Look, okay, so here's what happened on the I watched this Rublev fight. So Rublev he's a Russian player, and so the Russians, by the way, are still playing with the black flag because of the aggression that they're doing over there. So when they go places like the Olympics or World Championship or soccer or FIFA or something like that, World Cup, they tend to like play under this black flag. The not the corporation, but the league won't display their flag as a sort of like a protest, like a punishment for them, right? Even if they win, there's, they play everybody's national anthem when you win in these things, right? They don't play
Mm-hmm.
their national anthem,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because this whole
Oh yeah,
thing
I
against
see
them.
something like that, like in the gymnastics when
Yeah,
the
the
U.S.
gymnastics, they'll do that same
women's
thing
were
too.
doing the gymnastics.
So
Yeah.
so Rublev, he beat, and he's real. I like him. He plays really well. He's not charismatic at all. And I like my tennis. I like the characters. You know what I mean? In my
Damn.
tennis players, and he ain't got
Mm.
no. That's why I originally liked Djokovic when he first. He was a character. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He was fun
Okay.
to watch. All
All
this
right.
is entertainment. He was fun to watch,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
he would act a fool and stuff like that. And then slowly got to like, oh, he's just a jerk. You know what I mean? Anyways, so Rublev, he won the
That might be
first
a
set.
thin line. That might be a thin line, but I don't know. Thin
He
line between the
played.
joke
It
and
could be. It could be. Yeah,
so,
it could be.
mhm.
He actually played an Australian, right? And he won the first set 6-4. He lost the second one, lost the third one.
Mhm.
If there was a women's match, that'd be it.
Yeah, he'd been done. He'd been done.
That's
Yeah.
it. He'd been done. He's ranked number 5. He's ranked number 5. He would have been
Mm-hmm.
done, right? But because he has 5 sets, he had a chance to regroup, to compose himself. For the fourth set, he won 6-3. And the fifth set knocked him out 6-0.
What if they reduce the sets for the men? What do you think about that?
That's dumb. Part of the tennis is like how you hold up. How's that serve? If
Yeah,
you if
your
you were
conditioning
serving
and
if
all
you were
that. Yeah.
serving 120 in the
Mhm.
first set, let me see you do a 120 in the fifth.
Mhm.
Let me see you do it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, okay, there could be an argument for that too, because maybe you could do something like the first few rounds is nothing but 3-setters. I think one of these majors might do that.
Mhm.
But the first few rounds is just 3 sets. And matter of fact, no, the men do three sets in like regular city tours. Like the Miami has an open, I think. You know what I mean? They'll do like 3 sets there.
Okay.
But in the majors, it's all 5 sets, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But the why it would kind of be an interesting thing to do if you did it in like a major is because you kind of want to see the best play at their best
Yeah,
and see what that
that's what I
looked
was
like,
thinking. That's literally what
right?
I was thinking.
If
Yeah.
somebody twisted an ankle in the at the end of the third when the match
Mhm.
could have been done, and they like, maybe serve it out and they win, but like now they have a twisted ankle, they have to go play 2 more sets
Mhm.
with the busted ankle.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be playing at the best. No, you kind of don't want to see that. And by the time they get to the finals, they done played so many 5-setters. You know what I mean? If you ain't doing it like Djokovic get people out in 3 sets.
Yeah.
You say,
Excuse
hey,
me.
how about the men play 3 sets? Djokovic played 3 sets today. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I can do 3 sets.
Yeah.
Knocked them out 6-0, 6-0, 6-3.
Mhm.
But in the case of the number 1 seed on the women's side, who knows? You know what I mean? She would have had a chance to, play 4th and 5th set. She could have came back and won. So I think women should play the sets. But either way, the Australian Open is going on. It's kind of hard to keep up with it because of the freaking it comes on. But I get up at 5:30 in the morning anyway, so I can watch. But like a lot of people don't get to see the Australian Open, or they might catch a highlight on SportsCenter or something like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
But that is what it is with Australian Open. Check it out. It's the tennis channel. I mean, I think ESPN might show something too.